In the name of Allah, the most merciful, we start our class. Welcome, everybody. Just a reminder, we are in the third intermediate grade, full class 5, first semester. Our subject is English. Our lesson today is 1C, be creative. Warm up, read, and vocabulary. Prepare and presented by Muhammad Fallah. Let's start, everybody. Okay, our objective today. We are going to make prediction about the content of 3 texts based on visual prompts, pictures. Okay, we're going to identify vocabulary, structure, learn new vocabulary, and we're going to practice identifying the main idea of 3 texts. We're going to read for specific information, and we're going to elaborate, talk more about the topic and dialogue. We gotta use phrases and expression likes and dislike. Okay, let's start. Okay, now with the warm up questions. We have 2 questions, everybody. Question number 1: which of these arts and craft are you familiar with? Do you know them? Look at the pictures. 2: are they popular in your country? Are they popular? If you know them. Okay, now we gotta take all these arts and crafts. Okay, we have pottery. Pottery. This one we made with clay. We made things. Patchwork. Patchwork. We patch like these birds, make it very wonderful. Very wonderful. Patchwork. Okay? Sewing. Sewing. We sew clothes. Carpentry. Carpentry. We do things like chair, like table, wood, hammer, nails. Wonderful and creative. Rug making. Rug making, to make rug. Jewelry making. Jewelry making, to make jewelry, everybody. College. College. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Look at it. Using papers. Wonderful, colorful. Calligraphy. Calligraphy. Beautiful handwriting. Beautiful handwriting. Calligraphy. Okay. Talented youth. Talented. Are you talented? Are you talented? What can you do? What can you do? Tell me, what can you do? When did you start this hobby? Does anybody help you to do that? Can anybody do it in your family? Okay, now listen to Brian. Please follow the audio.
1C. Be creative. 2. Read. A. Look at the pictures below. What kind of arts and crafts do these people like? Listen, read, and check your answers.
Talented youths.
Hi, I'm Brian and I'm from NYC. I started making pottery at the age of 6 and I'm still a big fan of the craft. I don't want to do anything else in my free time. I make plates, bowls and vases and then paint some of them with bright colours. One day I hope to sell my work in many countries around the world. Brian, New York City.
Okay, this is Brian. Gonna read it again. Hi, I'm Brian, and I'm from NYC, New York City. I started making pottery at the age of the 6, and I'm still a big fan of that craft. I don't want to do anything else in my free time. I make plates, bowl, and vases, and then paint some of them with bright colors. One day, I hope to sell my work in many countries around the world. Brian, New York. So he is good at making pottery. Okay? Let's listen to Darren.
My name's Darren, and my dream is to become a professional carpenter when I grow up. I'm very enthusiastic about this craft because I love working with wood. The feeling of creating something with your hands is out of this world. My father is a carpenter. He taught me everything, and I help him out at his shop all the time. When I am older, I want to own a shop too. Darren, Manchester.
Okay, Darren. My name, let's read it together, please. My name's Darren, and my dream is to become a professional carpenter. When I grow up, I'm very enthusiastic, being excited about this craft because I love working with wood. The feeling of creating something with your hand is out of this world. To me, it's amazing. My father is a carpenter. He taught me everything, and I help him out of this shop all the time. When I'm older, I want to own a shop too, Darren Manchester. So he want to become what? A carpenter. Okay, now breathe again and write B for Brian or D for Darren. Or D for Darren. Okay, one of my parents is doing what I want to do in the future. Brian or Darren. B for Brian, D for Darren, don't forget that. Number 2, I learned this craft at a very young age. Number 3, I use color on my work. Number 4, I learned this art from a member of the family. Number 6, I help my father at work. Number 7, I want to make a business out of my hobby. See the answers. One of my parents is doing what I want to do in the future. Darren, carpenter. His father is a carpenter. Don't forget that. I learned this craft at a very young age. Brian, at 6. Don't forget that. I use color on my work. Of course, Brian, a bright color. I learned this art from a member of the family, his father, Darren. I help my father at work. Darren, he helped his father in his shop. I want to make a business out of my hobby. Brian and Darren, of course. You want to own a shop, Darren, and Brian, he want to sell it all around the world. Okay? Vocabulary. Now, like and dislike. Like. Something you admire. Like, a big fan of. Like, into something. Like, fond of. Like, interested in. It's all the meaning of like, everybody, okay? I'm gonna read it again. Like, it means a big fan of. Like football. Like, into something, like poetry, for example, like fond of, like interesting in. Okay? Dislike means I can't stand, or boring, or boring. Dislike basketball. Can't stand or boring. Okay? We can use it to know the meaning of like and dislike. Okay, now read the sentences. Which of the phrases in bold mean like and which mean dislike? Use these phrases to make your own sentences. Okay, everybody? Number one, Mona is a big fan of pottery. She's got a big collection at home. Again, Mona is a big fan of pottery. She's got a big collection at home. So a big fan of, it means like or dislike. Of course, it means like. So make your own sentence, please. Big fan of. Okay, number two. Oliver can't stand listening to the news. It gave him headache. It gave him headache. Again, Oliver can't stand listening to the news. It gave him headache. So can't stand, like or dislike. Of course, mean dislike. So make your own sentences, please. 3. Aisha is interested in sewing. She wants to learn how to make her own clothes. Again, Aisha is interested in sewing. She wants to learn how to make her own clothes. So, interested in means like, or dislike, of course, mean like. Okay? 4. Mary is fond of chocolate. She sometimes eats a bit too much. Mary is fond of chocolate. She sometimes eats a bit too much. So fond of means like or dislike, everybody. Think about it. Like, of course, like. Number 5. Yusuf finds magazines boring. Boring. This is our word. Boring. He rarely reads them. Boring. So, what does it mean? It means like or dislike, mean dislike. Okay? Number 6. My sister and I are really into reading. We have got hundreds of books. My sister and I are really into reading. We've got hundreds of books. Of course, into reading, are into means like or dislike. Of course, like. That's why they have hundreds of books. So, make your own sentences from these phrases, please. Okay, everybody, this is the summary of our class today. What craft we took, how to make jewelries, carpentry, patchwork, sewing, all these interesting hobbies. I hope you enjoy our class today. Thank you very much and goodbye.